Hey everybody, Cleveland Browns report time here on Chat Sports, brought to you by BetDSI. I'm Andy McNamara. OTAs are fully underway. We're getting closer, creeping closer and closer to the NFL season, preseason, and all that, mini camps. Great news for the Browns, of course. Odell Beckham Jr. reported for OTAs. He's back. He's catching passes from Baker Mayfield. They're looking real good straight away. So today we're going to do the schedule game. I'm going to roll through each team the Browns will face, along with key additions and subtractions to these teams, and give my predictions on each Browns game, and then a total record at the end. So I want to hear from you guys. Put in the comments section if you agree, disagree, how many games do you think the Browns are going to win, and we'll have some questions along the way about specific matchups, stats, and all that good stuff. But let's get right to it. Week numero uno, the Tennessee Titans. I should say first, the schedule strength, that's always a big thing. And it's tough to say the schedule strength overall because, well, strength, that's always a big thing. And it's tough to say the schedule strength overall because, well, it's teams from last year, but they make all these additions or subtractions, so it's never really the same team. But if you look from last year, the Browns finally, on paper, catch a break. They have the 23rd strongest schedule, so that means it is a favorable schedule. It's a .484 winning percentage against opponents this year from records last year. 5 of the teams they played had 10 or more wins. 5 teams are playoff teams from a year ago. So .484 winning percentage looks pretty good on paper. 23rd most difficult schedule in the NFL. So that, at least now, looks like a check mark in the Browns' favor. So let's get to week number 1, Tennessee Titans. Marcus Mariota. What is he? Can he be healthy? He's apparently put on weight. Is he going to develop finally into that upper tier quarterback the Titans were hoping to? Well, I'm not really buying that. Key additions for them. You got Adam Humphries, slot guy, coming over for Tampa Bay. Okay, quick little weapon for him. It's something. And then quarterback Ryan Tannehill to back up, going for $2 million to back up Mariota, who has had some injury issues throughout his career. So when you look at what on paper is going to be looking as an archaic offense for the Titans, they've said, run the ball, Derrick Henry, pound it, defense is okay. Like, they're just okay. Bottom line, very winnable game for the Cleveland Browns here. Very winnable game. I am predicting the Browns straight up. They win only the second time at home in their home opener since 1999, since the team returned. So I'm taking Browns. They get off to a good start and roll over the Titans, which, and again, that team, it's going to be a disappointing season for them. Week number 2, we go to Monday Night Football, prime time, straight away, in New York against the Jets. Remember, Baker Mayfield's coming out party. That was in Cleveland. Last year was against the Jets. Sam Darnold, the man who was drafted 3rd overall, versus Baker Mayfield. Now, some key additions for the Jets. Running back, Le'Veon Bell. Obviously, that is huge. What's it going to look like behind that Jets line? They've tried to tweak and improve a little bit. I don't think it's enough. And as we know, if you're a running back and your offensive line isn't great, you can have all the talent in the world, and he can be as patient as he wants back there, dancing and tiptoeing. If no holes open up, going to have a big problem. Pittsburgh's O-line was always very good. They also add linebacker C.J. Mosley from the Baltimore Ravens. Nice thumper, stopper, tackler up the middle there. And 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle. That is a pocket collapser. He's going to be a force, and I think we're going to see Baker Mayfield needing to get the ball out quicker because that is going to be pushing right back in his face. He's not going to have a whole lot of room there with Quinnen Williams. So you look at that. It's in New York. Sam Darnold's going to be a bit better. You have Le'Veon Bell, which the Browns are obviously going to have to respect. I don't think it's enough. Monday Night Football, Browns take it to improve to 2-0. Let me know what you guys think in this game as far as who rushes for more yards, Le'Veon Bell or Nick Chubb. So if it's Bell, put a B in the comment section. If it's Chubb, put a C and vote there. Who's going to rush for more yards Monday Night Football Week 2? Le'Veon Bell or Nick Chubb. So I have the Browns so far 2-0. Then Week 3 Sunday Night Football, another prime time game. The world is going to be on Cleveland. The LA Rams come to town. That's the game I go down to. I go down to a Browns game at least one every year with my dad as tradition. That's the one we're going to see the LA Rams. Their stiffest test to date. Key additions. Edge rusher Clay Matthews, maybe a little bit long in the tooth, but hey, his dad, right, played for the Browns for years, a legend. Reportedly is going to have his name and number up in Legends Row at Cleveland Browns Stadium at some point this year. Maybe it's Sunday Night Football when his son Clay is in town. Also, Eric Weddle added to the Rams. So they lose Joyner, you get Weddle, you have Clay Matthews as a rotational piece. That defense is stacked. The offense is, when at 100%, take the Super Bowl out of it, phenomenal. We know how many points they can score. We know what they can do and pop it up. I still feel prime time. Okay? Like I said earlier, I am not afraid of anybody, any opponent for the Cleveland Browns. I am afraid of nobody this year. It's a totally new mindset for a Browns fan. Nobody scares me. They have a chance in every single game against every single team. Early on, week 3, Rams may be still trying to configure a little bit and get ready, get set for that season, and might be a little bit slow. Close one, maybe comes down to a field goal, but give me the Browns. Rams were 13-3 last year. I think the Browns can beat the Rams. That is as close to a pick'em as I think of. That is going to be really, really tough. And if the Browns can do that, they're 3-0 out of week 3. You beat a team that got to the Super Bowl last year. Not going to be easy. And then all the hype starts to come around and people will say, okay, maybe they are the real deal. So I'll take the Browns. Week number 3, they're 3-0. They're feeling good. Week 4, now it's the first divisional game. The Baltimore Ravens, the team the Browns beat, I split the season series with last year, lost in the final game of the season. Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to be figured out real quick this year. Chargers did it last year. Pin the edges, make sure he can't hurt you up the middle, make him throw the ball. That's the key there. Key additions to the 10-6 Ravens who won the AFC North last year. Key additions, 25th overall pick, wide receiver Marquise Brown. Little scat bat guy, short, 5'9". People say he can go outside, he can go inside. The size always concerns me, but I think he's a player. Question is, can Lamar Jackson get him the ball? Maybe on quick little passes. That's what the Browns defense is going to have to do. You want him running deep. You want Lamar Jackson holding on to that ball as long as possible. That's when he's going to make mistakes. But those quick out passes, Marquise Brown, a big addition for them. Also, they added safety Earl Thomas to try to counter the loss of Eric Weddle. Ravens also lost C.J. Mosley, as well as edge rushers Terrell Suggs and Zadarius Smith. So that's 4 starters you lost on a revamp, and a team still, even at wide receiver, they don't scare me because of the quarterback. And also, key addition, Mark Ingram, of course, right? You add him. I'm just looking at Ingram, though. I'm thinking, how effective is he going to be with a running quarterback? That's where Ingram is better in a tandem. I think he is going to disappoint statistically and fantasy football-wise overall. But, that being said, it's in Baltimore. Browns have trouble playing there. They lost last year. I think the Ravens squeak out a win. Baltimore with the upset. Give Cleveland their first loss of the season. Vote below. Who wins straight up? Browns or Ravens? Who wins straight up in this one? Week 4, Browns versus Ravens. I say the Ravens in this one. Hope I'm wrong, but the Browns now are 3-1 going into another Monday Night Football game. Second one. The Ravens game was Sunday at 1 o'clock. This is in San Francisco. 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo. Supposed to be healthy. Supposed to be expected back to full strength. That team looked great when he was there for that ACL. And it was the 49ers who were one of the most hyped teams last year. This will be Freddie Kitchens' I think, greatest test as far as strategy and innovation-wise against another head coach in Kyle Shanahan. That's where you're looking at. Shanahan used to be at the Browns, of course, right? He's got a lot of weapons. They stacked up on defense. Stacked up. You're going to have McKinnon back, likely at running back. But the addition, second overall pick, Nick Bosa, right? Bosa. If he can stay healthy, and that's been an if for the Bosa family. If he can stay healthy, edge rusher Nick Bosa, second overall pick. Edge rusher D Ford, they added in. Also linebacker Quan Alexander. If those three are healthy, that Niners defense becomes scary. George Kittle and Garoppolo with great chemistry last year as well. So if healthy, Monday Night Football, again, I don't see the Browns really getting blown out in any game this year. The 49ers were 4-12 last season. It's because they didn't have Jimmy G. Garoppolo's back. I think the Niners take it. The Browns now drop 2 in a row. Who throws for more touchdowns in this one? Baker Mayfield or Jimmy G? Baker Mayfield or Jimmy G? Put in the comments section below who throws for more touchdowns Monday Night Football, October 7, Jimmy G or Baker Mayfield more TDs. I think Baker does, but it's going to come down maybe to a field goal or a bit of a grind out. And that defense is scary if they're all healthy for the 49ers. Week number 6, we're back to Sunday, 1 o'clock. It's versus Seattle. It's in Cleveland, okay? It is in Cleveland. So with the Seahawks, we know Russell Wilson, brand new contract, right? He's feeling good. Key additions, you have offensive guard Mike Iupati. Need to help protect Russell Wilson. My goodness, how long have we said that? Help Russell Wilson. They also added my guy, who I absolutely loved coming out of the drafting combine, DK Metcalf, 64th overall pick. The man is shredded. People blaming and saying, oh, he can't run any routes, he can run 2 routes. That's what he was asked to do in college. What else do you want the guy to do? Oh, his footwork on a shuttle. I can teach technique. I can teach footwork. I can't teach a guy who's 6'3", 230, and can run as fast as T.Y. Hilton. DK Metcalf is going to be a factor in this one and all season long, especially with Doug Baldwin out, him and Ty Lockett. So they add DK Metcalf, also 29th overall pick defensive end LJ Collier. Keep that defense going. Nice rotational defensive end who can really, I think, blossom into a good pass rusher. So for the Seahawks, they were 10-6 last year. They're going to be somebody to be a force with, and I think they're a real contender. Maybe get back to the Super Bowl. So I say in Cleveland, go Seahawks. So the Browns lose again. Okay, so now things not as copacetic, not feeling as good. 4-3, going into the bye week in week 7. Okay, then you come out of it. You have an extra week to prepare for Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in New England. It's the Patriots. 4:25 primetime game Sunday, October 27th. Key additions for the Patriots: defensive lineman Michael Bennett, tight end Austin Seferian-Jenkins. Let's see, and Ben Watson. Rob Gronkowski. They ain't. They need weapons for Tom Brady. They lost Chris Hogan. They lost Gronk. What do? 32nd overall pick. Draft N'Keal Harry, wide receiver who I love. Big physical guy. And I think you look with him and Edelman, Harry can be a day 1 impact player for this Patriots team. Mainly because I don't think Tom Brady's going to have much of a choice. Seferian-Jenkins at tight end as well, has been banged up all the time. Ben Watson's ancient. They're not going to have a whole lot of options. Sony Michel out of the backfield, of course, is sensational. But actual passing options, not a whole lot. That being said, you catch the Patriots October 27. This is when they should start to be coming into form. I like Cleveland's extra week to prepare for Bill, Brady, and company. Browns come out of the bye week hot and take it. They're 5-3. Who do you think wins in Foxborough? Browns or Patriots? October 27, Baker versus Tom. The future versus the GOAT. Baker versus Brady. Who wins in Foxborough, Browns or Patriots? Now we're going week number 9, Sunday, November 3rd. That's another 4:25 game in Denver. All right, so we're going to the Broncos. Browns won their last time. Eked out a boy. Jabril Peppers had that big tackle on Trevor Siemian to help win the game. That was ugly. That was late. It's going to be cold. It's late afternoon in Denver. But now you got Joe Flacco. Key addition for them, of course. You got veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. Broncos also drafted Drew Lock. At this time, if the Broncos seasons go south, is Drew Lock in the lineup? That has a big factor. See how this prediction goes. Flacco has been a Browns killer over the years, but Cleveland hasn't been very good. So everyone's been a Browns killer. Flacco looking to revitalize his career. Also a little bit of maybe tension in that quarterback room with Flacco coming out and saying, it's not my job to mentor Drew Lock. Maybe a bit of a bad attitude for a guy who's trying to revamp his career after getting the boot ski out of Baltimore for Lamar Jackson. Broncos also added quarterbacks Kareem Jackson and Bryce Callahan and tight end Noah Fant. Noah Fant is going to be a Flacco favorite early as that offense is nothing spectacular for the Denver Broncos. I say Browns go in again, repeat it, dump the Broncos in Denver, give the Browns a W. 2 wins in a row coming out of the bye. Now it's week 10. Buffalo Bills in town. Bills, Browns, Josh Allen, another 2018 quarterback draft class battle. Buffalo Bills took Josh Allen, Browns, of course, Baker Mayfield. How has he been able to develop Josh Allen? With a little bit more help being brought to him, adding Cole Beasley, slot guy from the Dallas Cowboys, they lose him, and John Brown, who has flashed but never quite been dominant consistently. But they need weapons, the Buffalo Bills do. Also, you add running back Frank Gore. That's one of the oldest, weirdest backfields in the league to me. You got McCoy, you got Gore. You also add a young piece in the backfield via the draft, so maybe in some sort of rotation. But it's all in an attempt to not have Josh Allen have to run for his life. They also had a 9th overall pick defensive lineman Ed Oliver, who I love at that value for Buffalo, 9 overall. That is a great pickup. There's another day one starter on defense. So the Browns running game with Nick Chubb. Also by this point, Kareem Hunt should be back if he stays clean. That should have been in week 9. How is that tandem going to work out? Hunt and Chubb. Is Duke Johnson still in the equation? Where is he at? All these things start to come into play and the help. I think the Browns take out the Bills. I do. Bills are getting better. They're not there yet. Browns are a much better team, and I don't think the defense can handle the offensive weaponry of Cleveland, quite honestly. So who do you like there, Browns or Bills? Then week 11, Thursday night football. Again, prime time, and it's against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 9-6-1, that one coming against the Browns last year, who finished 7-8-1, that tie. Additions for Pittsburgh. Linebacker Mark Barron, 10th overall pick Devin Bush. They traded up. That's a great add for them. They had to replace Shazier, right? Had to do it. So Devin Bush in. That's a nice add-on. Also, sneaky addition. Wide receiver Dante Moncrief. The question is, did he suffer under Blake Bortles' poor quarterback play in Jacksonville? We saw he was able to step up in Indianapolis over the years at times. Big-bodied guy. I think he can be a playmaker, and he's going to be someone that is going to benefit from Juju Smith-Schuster getting all the attention. Dante Moncrief could be somebody to watch. Browns cornerbacks are going to get a workout there. Of course, they got the horses: Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, Terrence Money Mitchell, okay, and others. You're deep if you're healthy at this point. Who'd they lose, Pittsburgh? Well, of course, Antonio Brown, and officially Le'Veon Bell, who didn't play last year. But James Conner, can he stay in? Benny Snell got picked up late for the Steelers. Is he somebody that is going to be put in? I think that running game isn't as dangerous as people think. That being said, Big Ben, it's in Cleveland. Ben Roethlisberger is the most successful quarterback, winning percentage-wise, more than any other quarterback, including Browns quarterback, since 1999. Steelers squeak it out. Close one. Heartbreak in Cleveland on Thursday Night Football. The Steelers get over on the Browns one more time, although the Browns certainly look like they belong. In this one, who's going to throw for more passing yards on the Thursday night or Week 11 game, November 14th? Who's going to throw for more passing yards, Baker Mayfield or Big Ben? Type it in the comment section below. Mayfield or Roethlisberger, who is going to have more passing yards in that one on Thursday Night Football? I pick the Steelers. Then Sunday, November 24th, 1 o'clock in Cleveland, Miami Dolphins come to town, 7-9 a year ago. We know the Dolphins, when it gets cold, they don't like it. Is it Ryan Fitzpatrick at this time? Is it Josh Allen, who the Bucks or who got traded from the Cardinals? Which one's in there? Does it matter? Fitzpatrick added, Rosen added via trade, and they also got Christian Wilkins, defensive lineman, 13th overall, another nice pickup to help with that defensive line. I think it's the Browns all day in this one. And Fitzpatrick at this time of the year won't scare me, and Josh Rosen certainly doesn't scare me. They don't have the horses. Dolphins are looking to the 2020 draft. Give me the Browns. Week lucky 13. Sunday, December 1st. We're in the last month of the regular season. 4:25 start. Back against the Steelers, this time in Pittsburgh. And this is where the Browns get their revenge, baby. This is where Cleveland steps up. They lost that close one a couple weeks back. They're right back at it, and the Browns win it. Straight up in Heinz Field, shove it down. Those rally towel-wearing thugs in Pittsburgh, take them out. Browns win, send a message as the playoff push really ramps up in the AFC North. Question for you here, though. Overall in the season, who scores more touchdowns this season? Overall, who's going to score more touchdowns? Odell Beckham Jr. for the Browns or Juju Smith-Schuster for the Steelers? OBJ or Juju? I'll take Odell because I think Juju Smith-Schuster as a number 1 is just a little bit too high of where he should be. He's a perfect number 2, kind of like a Tyrell Williams for the Raiders with Antonio Brown. He's a perfect number 2. I don't know if he can handle being a number 1. I think he's going to have a good year, but not a great year. Odell Beckham Jr. in my mind gets more total touchdowns than Juju. Want to hear from you though. How do you vote below? Make sure also, guys, you're following me on Twitter at AndyMC81 and follow and subscribe on twitch.tv/AndyMacLive for great NFL and Browns content as well. So that's week 13. I say the Browns win it. So that's week 13. I say the Browns win it. And now we go week 14. It's against the Bungles. The Bengals. December 8th, Sunday, 1 o'clock. Cincinnati, 6-10. This is where we really start getting into the division battles here with a couple of Pittsburgh games and now this. Key additions for Cincinnati, cornerback B.W. Webb, a couple of offensive linemen, John Miller, and 11th overall pick Jonah Williams. So clearly they're trying to protect Andy Dalton and they're trying to shore up Joe Mixon to have that running game going. Because really, it's just A.J. Green. Is A.J. Green still healthy? He's had a lot of problems staying healthy. He's always a weapon if that comes and he can stay healthy. So A.J. Green, of course, that's going to be a workup for Denzel Ward in the cornerback group for Cleveland. You look at that. You looked at it's at home. Bengals, new head coach, Zach Taylor. I'm going Browns, baby. I'm going Cleveland Browns over the Bengals. Bengals, bottom of the division. Browns take it. So they are rolling as we're ramping up for the playoffs, getting ready. Now it's week 15. December 13, it's the Arizona Cardinals. 4:05 p.m. Key additions for the Cardinals, first overall pick, Kyler Murray. Is he healthy at this point? Which I think is a big if. Former teammates at Oklahoma, they're boys, but Baker Mayfield's got some hate on for Cliff Kingsbury, who kicked him out in college, right? Texas Tech, went to Oklahoma. So that grudge, that chip on his shoulder that Baker has, that motivation is going to be sky high. Also, additions for the Cardinals really went heavy on defense. Linebackers Terrell Suggs and Jordan Hicks. Suggs he's a rotational guy. He's useful, but he's not the factor he was. He's rotational. Other notable 2019 draft picks: cornerback Byron Murphy, 2nd round. Love that value there for the Cardinals. Wide receivers Andy Isabella in the 2nd round. Hakeem Butler in the 4th round. Isabella, that little spidery 5'8", quick zippy guy, out of the slot. Hakeem Butler, 6'6", almost 6'7", hands of stone though. Looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane, the old saying goes. And the question's going to be, can Kyler Murray get him the ball? I don't think he's going to be able to. Similar to, we had Lamar Jackson throwing to Marquise Brown. Isabella, you're going to have to look to contain in short space. That's a play where Murray can get out of his hand quick. Isabella, make a guy miss and he can go for big chunks. But his durability is going to be in question. Very light, lean, thin player. Hakeem Butler can be a big game guy. Hands of stone. Tough to teach at the pro level. Give me Cleveland in that one. The Browns continue to rock and roll. Now we're into the last 2 weeks of the season. Week 16. Go back versus the Baltimore Ravens. December 22nd, 1 o'clock game. Now I said earlier in the year, I think that the Ravens eke one out. Defensively, ground and pound, a little bit ugly. Browns get brought back down to earth in that division game. This time, they don't make the same mistake. It's in Cleveland. Lamar Jackson, is he going to be healthy again? I'm not betting on it. Browns roll the Ravens. Give me the Browns. Check. Week 16. Now, week 17, at this point, I think Cleveland has the division wrapped up. They go into Cincinnati to play the Bengals, so I think we might see some starters sit. I think we might see some players maybe have limited action as Cleveland gets ready for the playoffs. Depends. If they're going for a top seed, you play all out. But I feel they'll have the division wrapped up at this point, and that's why I'll give it to the Bengals winning, because the Browns don't go at full strength there. So I'll say the Bengals in the finale as the Browns get ready for the playoffs. What will the final standings in the AFC North look like to you? Okay, what do they look like to you? List them in order for me in the comments section. I have it this way: Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. So Browns first, Bengals last, and Steelers, and the Ravens going third. How do you have the final standings? And also, give me your final Cleveland Brown prediction record. What's the overall record? Me, 11-5. Browns go 11-5, win the division, and get ready for their first playoff berth since 2002, breaking the league's longest playoff drought. That's how I'm going with that one. So Browns 11-5. What do you think? What are the final standings there? Let me know in the comment section. Hit me up on Twitter too. Do you agree, disagree? Is the Browns record going to be better, worse? At AndyMC81 and twitch.tv/AndyMacLive. You've been watching the Cleveland Browns Report right here on Chat Sports.